Hey guys, welcome to another video on Marvel, and this is rather a depressing video to make, to be honest. But then again, my content covering Marvel recently has been depressing, and that is that Disney Plus is officially broke. And before anyone goes, where does this come from? From Bob Iger, the current head of Disney, after taking over after Chapek, after he made Chapek arrange to be the fall guy, but that's another topic. So Disney Plus spent and has a loss of So as Bob Iger has confirmed, $4 billion just completely financially dead Disney Plus. That's where we're sitting with Disney Plus at the moment. And how has it got this bad? Let's just do this very quickly and very briefly. Basically, content that didn't drive subscribers to the platform that is Disney Plus, costing $250 million for things like Secret Invasion. What were they doing? They even filmed most of it in like Wales, I believe. There's no way. I don't understand how that worked. And then they filmed just on location. They used Where did the money go for that? And then Andor for 24 episodes. I think 650 million. So multiple big budget films on creating 24 episodes for Andor, and how in the heck did they spend that money? And okay, Andor is becoming more and more critically acclaimed, but it didn't drive subscribers. And it's not as critically acclaimed as Star Wars once was, and that's the problem. It's not driving subscribers. They're spending studio, cinema level budgets when they're not making the money of cinemas. And that's what they thought they were going to do when they made Disney Plus, was we can spend money and throw money at the wall because we'll get all the money that cinemas would get, but without splitting it with them. And this basically encapsulates the sin of greed on the point of Disney Plus. So, that's basically it. Their overheads are not covering the benefits in subscribers, in watch time, in retention, similar to how a YouTube channel might fail, hopefully not my own, but basically the same metrics are not being measured with Disney Plus. And what does this mean for Disney Plus's future? And I've looked at like analyst reports, all the sources, all of Bob Iger's quotes, and from what I can see, we might be expecting way more animated Marvel shows and Disney Plus shows, if we're going to get any at all, because quite frankly, animation doesn't cost a lot to make. It takes a lot of time. They might need animators and CGI artists depending on the type of animation, but it doesn't cost near as much to make as live action stuff and live action advanced CGI stuff, which Marvel and Star Wars are obviously riddled with, and those are the brands that tanked Disney Plus in this way when ratings didn't retain. So essentially, we'll be seeing a lot of animated stuff if we see multiple shows, or specials, or special presentations, whatever they want to call it for Marvel and Star Wars. Maybe we'll get more of Andor-like things, not Andor because I believe it finished with Season 2, I haven't watched it, but I believe that's where it's at now. But maybe we'll get more of Andor-like Star Wars shows, but animated, similar to like Bad Batch, Clone Wars, that kind of thing. And we're definitely getting Marvel stuff that's animated. We're obviously getting a few live-action things. Vision Quest, I believe, is still going on if they haven't cancelled that. But I think they confirmed, as in Bob Iger confirmed and Kevin Feige, that Disney will not be doing a lot of movie-level Disney Plus shows for Marvel stuff in live-action form. Obviously, they've had hits with things like X-Men 97, or at least critically acclaimed mostly, from most sides of the line, and they are measuring them as hits. Debatable among fan acclaim. Let me know what you think in the comments. But we'll be getting a lot more animated shows, and I think we might be getting maybe one live-action show a year, or maybe one or two shows in general, and Disney Plus will be more of a field of content for the House of Mouse rather than a litany of new adventures, whether that comes from Marvel, Star Wars, whatever. We might get occasional ones just to justify the fact that we're paying for a streaming service and they need to do that. Otherwise, people might just go, well, we're not getting anything new, and people have the memories of goldfish when it comes to entertainment content these days, so they'll just be like, well, we'll unsubscribe from Disney Plus. But I mean, it's already taken a massive hit in subscribers, and if their new shows are not retaining and keeping the retention of new subscribers, then it will just die. So will Disney Plus die? Not yet. What's Marvel's future like? Um, and Disney Plus's future in general with Marvel content, I should say rather. Basically, Disney Plus is a dying platform, but it's not yet dead, and Marvel might be seeing a couple of animated shows a year or one live action show a year. So possibly multiple animated projects, but one live action show a year to keep up the brand. Big movie shows might not be happening, like Daredevil Born Again probably will continue if season 2 does well, because they're already filming that. So yeah, $4 billion, which I always keep tripping up my words when I say that, in terms of a loss, because I just don't believe it, but they let it get this bad. Oh my god, guys. So basically, Marvel might be looking as if it's on Disney Plus, might be looking very minimalist, as I've said, and I've covered all that. But what does the brand of Marvel look like if this isn't steering the ship and righted after Secret Wars and all that, and the reboot into the X-Men and Phase 7? Well, that's basically... It means that Marvel will just become a niche brand again, and we might get more animated shows on Disney Plus relating to Marvel, Star Wars and things, and these brands will become smaller, lesser, and they'll become more nerd-sphere things. And fans like myself, probably, and I would hope to say fans of this channel, will still be here as nerds, but we've lost a lot of goodwill towards the mainstream stuff, and maybe it becoming a niche thing wouldn't be such a bad idea, because they'd start listening to fans more, start building up the brand again, they'd start having to try a lot more, and all the concerns and worries with, I don't know, MCU stuff, or stuff with Fantastic Four First Steps not looking good in test screenings, they'd have to take that kind of thing more seriously when they pumped it into animated shows and made the brand more niche and more smaller and more nerdy, as it used to be. Like, comics were never considered cool for the last, few odd decades until they became mainstream. So nerds like myself will still be here. Will you still be here, or have you lost too much goodwill? Comment below and let me know. But the fact that Disney Plus is this broke, like we knew it was broke, but the fact that Bob Iger has come out and said it's lost $4 billion, which every time I say that I still think, am I lying? Because I've read all this and it's insane. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going on a bit of a nerd rant if I don't stop myself. But yeah, that's what I think the future of Disney Plus might look like. Just a lot more animated stuff when it comes to Marvel. Maybe one live action show a year to keep the brand going and limping along until they can hopefully right the ship. And I don't want bad Marvel, I want them to right the ship. But do you think they can at this point? Comment below and let me know. So there's a lot to talk about, guys. There's a lot of stuff under this we could talk about in the comments. Let's have a nice discourse and see what everybody thinks. All opinions welcome. That's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this rambling, sad nerd rant that has been this video, and I'm sorry that I've not managed to structure this very well. I'm just live reacting to it after collating all this data, and it's honestly just a massive shock. But that's the end of the video, guys. You can go now.